very quickly. One, have you got pen and paper? You need pen and paper. You need a pad that you can take notes on. And what I also want you to do is take another sheet of paper and call it your action points. Action points. And as we're going to be covering so many things, you're going to experience some emotions that maybe you haven't experienced for a while.
And we don't know who the wiser is, and we don't know who the older is. So I think while we're waiting for Mark, let's listen to a song that has never been released and publicly played before. So let's take it over to this song now.
Yes, I'm very centered at the moment. What do you mean?
What do I mean? Well, you're here, and that's the most important thing. And we were just giving you a little bio introduction. You are a legend in the entertainment industry, and 18 platinum albums, 5 double, 3 triple, 1 quadruple. What an accomplishment over your 4-decade career.
Thank you so much. I have a big family.
Well, we were saying that's a lot of vinyl and a lot of cabbage too. So when it comes to discovering, when did you discover you had a talent for singing?
Well, it's weird because in today's standards, it would be actually illegal how I was discovered. I was discovered in the locker room shower by the wrestling coach, who happened to be the choir master as well. He said, you have a falsetto. I was singing the song, Feelings, Nothing More Than, and he said, you need to join the choir. It was that day, I was only, maybe 13, 14 years old. My voice was just changing. And then my father, who was no longer with us, he heard me singing in the shower, and he recorded me. It was cassette before, remember cassette, James?
Yeah.
You have to press record and play the, anyway. He recorded me in the shower and played it for the party we had downstairs. It was the most embarrassing 2 seconds of my life, but still, that's when I started to learn, hey, this is nice. This singing and doing with my father always was, I watched my father sing all the time with a group called the Society of Seven, and I would dream and envision myself as one of them. So I knew then, when I was much younger, even just running around during rehearsals at the age of 10 and 12, that this is what I want to do.
And you know, you do it so well. And many people look at you perform and they go, I wish I could be like, but in many cases they don't wish the hours, the years of preparation to be able to perform the way you do. And success really doesn't happen overnight. It takes so much effort behind the scenes, behind the stage. Maybe you can kind of share with us a little bit more about what went into you mastering your craft and what you continue to do to stay on the cutting edge.
Well, you know, it's funny, but it's my history is very much like Saladmaster. I mean, you had to scratch a few pans to be able to really know what's the right mix, what is the popular choice, what is the most logical and nutrition-filled experience that you can have. In my case, it's all hit and miss. You have to be at the right place at the right time. I'm very blessed, I have to say, because I don't think I had the tools for becoming a great singer. The way we hear now, now that we have the social media, you watch all these YouTube sensations and you go, oh my God, where did that kid get that voice? I didn't have those luxuries when I was younger. It's one song contest after another, losing, and the struggle was always always paling in comparison to my father, and thank God that I hung around the right people. And when I went to the Philippines, everybody knew that I was the son of Nievera, which really helped a lot. You lost me, huh? There we are.
You're back.
Which really, it helped a lot. I had to have a dream first before I had the talent. This is the way I see it. And the struggle is trying to always outdo yourself. Your biggest competition is you, actually, in my field anyway. It's me. I have to outdo myself all the time. I remember starting in 1982, and I don't know if you know this, James, but my very first concert was never seen on television because it was so bad. My place at the right time, and sometimes you think that you believe the people, you believe your good write-ups, and you have an inflated ego. That's the one. That's your biggest. For me, that's your sign of you going out very soon. You really have to keep, your accolades private and don't brag so much about the good reviews and the standing ovations and the gold and the platinums, even the ones you're enumerating. I don't even remember those, because in my home, I make sure there are no awards anywhere, because I don't want to be reminded of who I am and what I've done. I'd like to always think that I'm starting from a clean slate, and every day and every show and every performance, even this interview with you, James, it's always something new. If I attack it that way, I feel that my life and career will follow.
We need to stay humble. We really do. And whatever
so.
heights we rise to in life. And you grew up in Hawaii, and rumor has it you were bullied a little bit by some of the locals, and even pushed around and beaten and taken your lunch money. And we all have challenges from the past. What's some of the biggest challenge you've faced in the entertainment career?
Well, as we know now, it's the younger, the younger singers now, the ones making the wave. During my time, you had to pay your dues. You had to sing nightly somewhere, and hopefully Mr. So-and-so will discover you. You had to be, really literally, you had to be in the right place at the right time, all the time, to be discovered. So it was truly a struggle, and it's so easy for the kids now. I talk to these new singers. You're so blessed. You are so lucky. On your little cell phone, you can become an overnight sensation, but that's the problem. It may only last overnight. It's trying, the challenge is really trying. It's easy to make it, James. Easier to fail, but to maintain, to be credible, to always be interesting, to have people interested in you and your music. That's the hardest thing to do. And the competition now is great. You're younger, stronger singers doing these vocal calisthenics things I wish I could do but never could. And I'm just so blessed to have so many fans, the people who followed me. I call them friends, family. They follow me through the years, so loyal. They stick with me. I mean, when they know that they have a good thing with me, they could have gone to the younger guy, the new guy, but no. They stick with me, and they make me look so good to the rest of the world who don't know me. And like you said, when I was a kid growing up, I was bullied a lot. I used to hide behind lockers. I would steal quarters from my mom, so that my mom doesn't know this. Is she watching? It's my mom. No. I would steal quarters from my mom, so that when I would go to these corridors, these lockers, and the bullies are there, I would just throw quarters just so I could get to my next class. That's my life. So can you imagine, James, when I recorded my very first vinyl record, I gave that vinyl record, it's called Take One. I gave that record to the actual bully who used to beat me up for my quarters. You know that? That's the first thing I did. Here you go. This is what I became when you're getting out of jail. It's true.
Too funny.
It's true.
Anybody can be a one-hit wonder.
Answer. Even to this day, I have no answer. There's always something more you want, James. You're never satisfied. That's the singer I want to watch. The one who's never satisfied. The one who always wants to learn and reinvent just to stay in the game.
And then what? We always need to look at the next level. Otherwise, we plateau. And if we're not growing, we're shrinking. Right?
Exactly.
And you mentioned about your father being a mentor, and I think all of us in some ways are fathers or mentors. He was in the entertainment industry, and actually I had the opportunity to see him perform in the Outrigger years ago, and seeing the Society of Seven. They're phenomenal group that's evolved. And you also had a grandmother that was in the music industry. Is that right?
You're so funny. You're the only person in my life who's ever asked me about my grandmother. No one ever asked me about my grandmother. She's the original. She's an opera singer, and she's my mom's mom. My dad's mom, she used to make pagising. You know what pagising is? She doesn't sing at all, but my mom's mom was a mezzo-soprano. I probably got it wrong. And not too many people know that maybe that's possible, where I got my love for singing. and storytelling, because opera is storytelling. It's more than those beautiful vocal notes that you hear and how they breathe. I wish she was alive today. I never met my grandmother, and if I did, I would be an amazing singer, because she's got these vocals. She used to teach voice. No one in my family ever taught me voice, the training, the breathing, which is very important. But yes, thanks for asking, because now people know, those who are watching anyway, know that my singing, my passion for singing, probably came from my mom's side too, not just my dad's side.
And there you go. And so we have people from all around the world who have joined with us here today, Mark. And it really is exciting for you to share some of your history. Looking into the future, many people are involved in business. They're entrepreneurs. What are some things, some tips, some hacks you might be able to suggest to accelerate their road to success?
Well, I think first and foremost, they have to be real. You can't really, there's so many different business ventures you could be into and people can interest you into, can draw you. It's very easy, especially nowadays. Everyone's looking for a way to make a living, have meaning. I think now more than anything, because of the pandemic, people are looking for a meaning in life. They want to be part of something huge, not just a job. If you're in it just for a job, I don't think you'll enjoy yourself. You really have to invest your whole heart and soul into what you believe in. You have to believe in what you're selling. I have to believe in what I'm singing. I won't sing. You won't hear me rap, James, because I love rap, but I don't know how. So don't. Very easy. My business sense, which is very, very naive and very, very, there's so much more I can learn, but I think that what's got me as far as being real, keep your ears open. You don't know everything. You have to listen to the people who've been there before you. For those who have paved the way to bring you where you are today, whether you're just starting or whether you've been there forever, if you're not in it to win it, if there's no passion in your heart, don't do it. It's not meant for you. But attack it with the sense that you have so much more to learn, that you want to learn more, that you want to be better and be part of something, as opposed to just an employee or just a guy in the back of the room, Don't try and be that superstar who thinks he's all that. Because for me, in my business, we have a lot. But if we can open up our ears and open up our eyes, rather than dictate, talk less, listen more, I think you'll go a long, long way.
Wow, so many nuggets, so many distilled wisdoms there. Thank you so much, Mark. You're a hero to so many out there. You bring happiness and smiles to people's face. Your song, by the way, earlier that we played, just everyone was just firing up the chat box. It was a true delight. And to the people out there, you have talent. You all have talents, and if you're relying on your talent alone to reach the pinnacle of success, it's not going to happen. You have to have that grittiness. You have to have determination and persistence and passion and faith, and compound it daily over time. And Martin's words of 4 decades of excellence in entertainment truly is inspiring. Thank you so much. Each and every one of you, you have greatness within you. Type in the chat box, I have greatness within me now. The key is make the decision to develop that talent to the next level. Thanks again, Mark. We'll be watching you for your next album, and we'll see you at the top.
Thank you so much to James and Jael. I love you guys. Stay real.
Salamat po.
Maraming salamat.
Fantastic. Wow, what an amazing interview with James, Tanti, and Martin Nievera. That was amazing. The 2 songs for Saladmaster as well. That was, and I also had some key takeaways there. Showing up, the importance of showing up again and again. Don't be a one-hit wonder. Look for your next opportunity. Show up. Give it your best. Sometimes you may not win that contest, but you keep improving, keep learning, and keep improving your ability to make the next one their best ever. I was not expecting this, but I got a Kenny Loggins takeaway today, and he had the classic question, and then what? We can always learn from that. And then what? This is my next goal. Great. And then what? And then finally, performing is storytelling. I love that. The power of stories and the power of performance lets us continue to tell our stories in amazing, inspiring, and powerful ways. Well, next I get to introduce another of our featured speakers, and this is the other side of the dynamic duo. We introduced James Tanti. Now we get to 25 successful entrepreneurs.
Turn the volume up.
He has achieved a #1 world champion status in sales 5 years consecutively. She's been featured over 50 times on the front cover of the coveted Success Monthly World Champions magazine. Jael was born in the wilderness of Nicaragua on a farm without roads, electricity, or running water. Because of this, Jael is passionate about inspiring others to find greatness in themselves. She has many dreams, and one of her dreams was to become a millionaire, accomplished through by saving and please welcome Miss Jael Tanti.
Good morning. Hey, can you hear me? Can you see me? All right, today's topic is discovering possibilities. Number one, I really want to thank you all for being here, and most of all, it is an honor and a privilege to be here with you. I feel like I'm getting some kind of noise at the back. All right, thank you, Andrew, for the introduction, but I think I can hear myself and not really good. Did you guys hear me? James? Okay, great. So number one, let's get started with this. Number one, I'm going to begin by asking you a question. And the question is, what is possible in your life right now? Yesterday you were asked by Brenna, where are you? You were challenged by James to reflect on yourself and define who you are by asking you, who are you? Andrew emphasized questions are the answers. And Io challenges by saying that the only reason why you are where you are is because you have not made the decision to change. I trust that you had a chance to ponder on these questions. This is your life. It is either you change now and you become, or you become a part of somebody else's plan. Today is the day that you will cross the line and begin to make changes that will catapult your life to the new level. Today is the day that you have a chance to make things happen for you. Where no one can make that change for you. Only you can change for yourself. So it all begins, everything begins with thoughts, and it ends with thoughts. So it all begins and ends with the thoughts in your mind. Apple began as a creative thought in Steve Jobs' mind. Disneyland began as a creative thought in Walt Disney's mind. Sending man to the moon began as a creative thought in someone's mind. So for you to have things happen for you, you need to make that change. And you need to become a possibility thinker by changing your own language patterns. If you want to discover what else is possible for you, you need to begin by controlling your own thoughts. There is no chance. There's no chance any other way. You can think positive, you can think this and that. But unless you control the thoughts that get in your mind, it will never see a long-lasting change. You must become a conscious gatekeeper of thoughts, so you can guard your mind from the unconscious programming that some people are programming on you. You were created in the perfect image and likeness of our Creator. Some people are negative by default, not by design. God created us in the perfect image and likeness of our Creator. And long before you were born onto this planet, you were already self-reliant. You learned on your own how to live effectively and effortless in a body of water, your mother's womb. And then you were born and you became earthbound, susceptible to the programming of your parents, your siblings, the family, and then finally society. And through the course of all that programming, you began to give meaning to everything. Every time somebody rejected you and meant that to you gave it a meaning, you're probably not good enough. But it's all a lie. A lie that you were living, a lie that you can choose to really see the truth. You become a possibility thinker by changing your own language patterns. If you want to discover what else is possible, you need to change. You have heard it is not about what happens to us that affect us, rather it is about the meaning that we attach to each of those events, if you will. It is up to us to choose what we let in. Since we were children with fresh minds, we let other people program our thoughts. So when is it time for you to wake up? You can become a rebel and start questioning everything. Question the status quo of society and begin thinking for yourself. You are not supposed to be a carbon copy of someone else. Today you will discover that you have options, and you will realize that the old programming of the past generations in society no longer serves you because it is outdated and does not fit into your own agenda with who you are at the core, or it doesn't define you as an individual. You must question every thought. This is really deep. If someone rejects you, let them. It might mean that they are not supposed to be in your realm or in your universe. You got to think about that. You have two choices: to believe in them or believe in yourself. There are two types of thinkers: the possibility thinker and the limited thinker. Which one are you? Are you the type of person who sees a problem in every solution, or are you the type of person who sees a solution in every problem? Enough already of that. For you to erase that old programming and begin to design your own, one that inspires you, one that you can pass along to your children and your children's children for generations to come. You were not meant to be a carbon copy of anyone else. God made you unique, and there's something special in you, and there's something special in each of us.
In your notes and on the chat function there, start with change your thoughts, change your life. I love that. Be aware of your own language. Change your own language patterns. That was fantastic. I love that. Be a possibility thinker by choosing your own thoughts on purpose. Boy, how powerful is that? And then everything begins with a thought. And so if you start with thinking that anything is possible, how can your future expand? That was amazing. Valuing yourself, valuing your others, and adding value to other people as well. I like this one. Pay attention to the conversations you're having in your head. Those messages you're carrying around. Is that message enabling you? Is that conversation enabling you to achieve your best and highest self? And then only you stand between you and your dream. So many powerful ideas here and concepts, things that we can take, we can apply in our lives, apply in our businesses, apply in our endeavors. Thank you so much, Jael, for all of that wisdom. Well, now I get to introduce another powerful speaker, and this is Mr. Ben Bowler. Ben has 26 years of direct sales experience. Since joining his dealership, Health Max Australia was #1 in the world for 7 consecutive years. Ben is empowered by his successes in the direct sales industry. Over the last decade, he has created a global platform called You
And Maslow's pyramid, or sometimes called the hierarchy of needs, starts with the basic needs, the physical needs of food and shelter, and then moves up to the more psychological needs of belonging, love, and intimacy, and then even goes higher to personal fulfillment. But the very, very top of the pyramid, the apex of this hierarchy of needs, is what's called self-actualization. And I just want to reflect for a moment on how fortunate we are, the fortunate few, to even participate in these conversations, which are looking at the possibility to self-actualize, to fulfill our individual potential. We are indeed richly blessed. And it's because of Saladmaster's generosity to put this on, Io's vision, and the team working so hard behind the scenes, just to give you a chance, to give us a chance to become a better version, to improve ourselves. It's an incredible blessing, and something we certainly want to appreciate how fortunate we are. Andrew Clark today had that line that we tore up, which was, "I never get the chance." We tore that up, but think about the billions and billions of people who truly never do get the chance to participate in these kinds of conversations about really becoming something extraordinary. So first, I just want to recognize and congratulate and give gratitude to everybody who made this possible. Wow. Day 2, we started with Io telling us that our history, your history is not your destiny, and tearing that up and throwing that behind. We then went on to Andrew, who went on to talk about that beautiful, Andrew Royal, that beautiful story, that Thai story of the golden statue inside, the hidden gold inside all of us. That was truly, truly beautiful, about the pure gold self, which lies inside you, which lies inside all of us. What an incredible way to begin this day of discovery. We then also, as Andrew went on to talk about the importance of will, and we're going to be talking more about this tomorrow when we get ready to break through. But where there's a will, there's a way, and live with intention, not just success. Success is like we heard from Martin. What next? What else? What else apart from success? But to really go beyond that into significance, and even onto service. Now again, we're going to be talking more about this tomorrow with the extraordinary day 3 that's coming, which we'll touch on in a moment. We then, an idea that Andrew Royal talked about, stretching our minds. We are together exercising and stretching our minds of what's possible, what we believe, what we discover, and what we're getting ready to become when we break through. Andrew Clark then came in and again touched on that theme of finding the inner you. Are we going to live from the inside out, or are we going to live from the outside in? That fantastic story of the twin brothers, same conditioning, same DNA, same upbringing, very different outcomes. One was living from the outside in, blaming and being an effect of the cause. The other one was living from the inside out and being the cause of the effects, and you can see the very different results in that story. Andrew talked a lot about values as well. And when Andrew Clark was talking about values, what do you value? He reminded me of one of my mentors who has an amazing mind, who said, "Show me what you value, and I'll tell you what you're worth." Show me what you value, and I'll tell you what you're worth. And then Andrew Clark closed with a great line from the wonderful philosopher Bono, which of course is "It's a beautiful day, don't let it get away." And a very powerful and inspiring presentation from Andrew Clark. I want to just go back again to Andrew Royal and underline that triangle. Such a powerful way for us to start thinking about our purpose. What are we really here to do? What is next? As we said as Kenny said to Martin Nievera, and then what? And then what? As we start to think about what's our real big goal in life, what's our purpose, what's our mission? And Andrew Royal broke it down into that triangle. What are your passions? What do I sing about? What do you sing about? What do you cry about? What do you dream about? Your passions. That was so powerful. And then on to gifts and talents. All those dozens and hundreds and thousands potentially of extraordinary abilities that you have. And where do they converge? Are we going to find our opportunities mostly from our gifts and talents, mostly from our passions, or more likely where they converge and where they come together? And this is when we're starting to look at higher purpose. Why are you here? Why are you here? I thought today was such incredibly beautifully woven We then had PIDOY come in and talk about the passion, the vision, having a vision board, and not just one vision, but of different visions. Visions for family, visions for business, visions for spiritual was up the top. Visions for legacy. Now, honestly, how many of us have sat down and given any thought or time to thinking about what's our legacy on the planet? And PIDOY's leadership there is to really show us and break us down and demonstrate his own vision board. I thought that was incredibly powerful. And the idea that the more transcendent your vision, the higher elevated your vision is, the more elevated our behaviors have to become in order to achieve the vision. The vision comes first, as he said, quoting from scripture. Without vision, people will perish. So really that high transcendental vision to elevate our behaviors, super, super powerful. And then, of course, we had James do a great interview with the great Martin Nievera, and what a beautiful, authentic man Martin is. Thank you so much, Martin, for coming and being with us on this breakthrough weekend. And he started by having a dream. He really needed to have that dream first. Again, talent alone wasn't enough. There needed to be the passion and the dream for that transcendental vision, which then elevated. And Martin didn't start off great. He didn't start off as a platinum award-winning artist. He had to, kind of bootstrap his way up as he did. And he wasn't great to begin, but he had to begin to become great. And he's certainly great now with those 19 platinum records. Incredible. What I really struck also from Martin, which is that he was also teaching to us not just block out the negative noise, but sometimes you've got to learn to block out the positive noise which is coming at us. This is another example of living from the inside out. It's even more tempting to live from the outside in when the outside's telling you how great you are, when the outside's telling you, look at you, you're doing wonderful. You're going so wonderful, and the crowd is cheering. But Martin then, the wisdom of saying, no, I'm going to block that out. I'm not going to put those records on my wall. I'm not going to make a big song and dance about what people are saying or the critics are claiming of me. But I'm going to live from the inside out. Very, very powerful teaching, and the way that was integrated with everything else that happened today. It also leads to the idea that you always wanted to begin anew, always approaching it with what some traditions call beginner's mind, which is coming at it fresh, being in the moment. And again, we're going to talk about this a little bit more tomorrow, living in the now and being in the moment. Sometimes in sports they call it being in the zone. But you can see how Martin was there. He wasn't letting all those accolades knock him off center. He was being himself, authentic in the moment, and that allows him to reimagine and be present with what's next. And that beautiful line, as Kenny asked him, and then what? And I thought this was so relevant, because many of us are here coming from a direct sales business, and when we ask what's your goals, the goal might be, I want to be a dealer, I want to be a distributor, I want to be a master dealer, I want to be an elite master dealer, whatever it might be, I want to be financially independent, whatever it might be. But that question, and then what? And then what? And again, we're going to be talking more about that tomorrow. We heard some great teachings today about seeking that higher thing. Again, Andrew Boyle, going from success to significance. This is really important stuff, and that was such a powerful way of Martin to express that. He said, be real, be real. Almost like his final sum, when James asked him, what's your final message? He said, be real. Invest your whole heart and soul into what you believe in. Invest your whole heart and soul into what you believe in. This is a man, an individual who's achieved great things in his field. And these are the teachings, these are the wisdom. Can you see what I mean? How fortunate we are to be able to sit here and receive this extraordinary wisdom as we start to think about what self-actualization looks like. Of course, we then went on to Jael Tanti, who gave a really powerful testimony, talking about where she had come from and where she is today. And what is it really telling us that today is the day? Jael started by saying today is the day. And this discussion that we are discovering that we have options. And Jael was exhorting us all to dream big dreams. To dream big dreams. And she mentioned again values, the importance of values. Show me what you value, I'll tell you what you're worth. And the golden rule, which is to do do unto others as we would like to have done unto ourselves. Some really beautiful stuff from Jael, also saying, feed yourself with the wisdom of the ages. What a beautiful idea. We're blessed to be living in this age where we can draw wisdom from so many traditions in so many places around the world and throughout history. Feed yourself with the wisdom of the ages. Be a positivity thinker, Jael was saying, and have faith. Have faith to move mountains. What an incredible day. What an extraordinary weaving of information. And I hope everyone takes a little bit of time to integrate, because it's one thing to be here and to get all this information, all this wisdom, all this knowledge. It takes time to integrate, to sit with your notes, sit with your thinking. Think about how what Andrew Boyle linked into what Martin Nieverra said, how what Andrew Clark was teaching linked into what Jael and PIDOY were talking about, a transcendental vision from success to significance and on to service. And that brings me to tomorrow, because folks, day 3, the third one counts for everything as we build up this extraordinary weekend and we get ready to break through. We're going to be talking more about this idea of becoming more of yourself, of really utilizing all of these opportunities, all of these options, all of these resources, all of these blessings to actually go somewhere that we've never been before, higher, deeper, further than you've ever been before. And we have got a global celebrity, Erin Brockovich, who is going to be joining us tomorrow, the legendary activist, who is a living example of going from success to significance to service with the way that she has served communities throughout her career. And what an incredible blessing it is for us as Saladmaster to have Erin come and join us through the generosity of Saladmaster, to come and share her wisdom, her experience directly with all of us tomorrow as we get ready to break through. It is going to be an amazing day. Thank you, everybody, for being with us here on day 2. We know in parts of the world it's late at night, it's early in the morning, but we're on here, almost 2,000 plus people that are here investing in themselves, reaching for the top of that pyramid for personal self-actualization and beyond, to live the life of legacy where you can leave something of significance for your family and for the world. This is perhaps the most auspicious conversation we could be having, and aren't we lucky and fortunate and blessed to be having it together? So come back, bring your friends. They can still register with day 3. Bring your family, tell them to come. Erin Brockovich and lots more tomorrow, day 3, as we get ready to break through. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.
Turns out all along I was I guess you just didn't know. And